Hey everyone, Dr. Gerald Thompson, Cypress Cay HOA, Dr. Tate T. The title of these presentations are Don't Let Your HOA Become Cypress Cay. And I'm going to go through a few things. I want to bring things to people's light. I want you to understand what the point is coming from me because I want you to hear both sides of the story. So where I'm going to start out is legal fees. In January 27th of 2025, the first records request I did, we had legal fees of $92,780.32. Okay, that's through Becker and Polyakoff, and that's the attorneys that they hired. Remember, if you looked at my first presentation, Kevin Miller was making $650 an hour when he's before the judge. He did lower that to $500. Robert Caves was making a significant amount of money, and also the paralegals were making significant amounts of money. My next record request I did showed that the HOA Board of Directors spent $71,802.25 from February of 2025 till May of 2025. That's $71,000. So when you add the $71,000 to the 92, this HOA currently has $164,582.83 in legal fees. Now, how are they going to recoup that money? Well, they put a special assessment on everyone by surprise in November of 2024, meaning they had to have secret meetings, meaning that we didn't know what the board was doing because all of a sudden they said that there was a special assessment. And even at one board meeting in December, one of the HOA board members said, we signed documents that say we have to pay whatever they say. I was not at that board meeting. If you were and you heard that, you heard it. Second of all, they believe that they can win this case with me and then they can put a lien on my house. We'll see what happens in court. It's on the 25th at 9 a.m. and I'm looking forward to going to court to end this. Again, this is a records case. A lot of people are saying discrimination and everything. No, this is a records case. It's one filing. People are lying, as we know MAGAs do a lot, and they're saying I've sued the association multiple times. One lawsuit. We originally filed the lawsuit. The judge said, no, you got to go to mediation. We went through mediation. Here's where we are. $164,582 in legal fees. Now, next picture that comes up is a picture of Cypress Cay outside of our, we're not gated, so outside. And what you can see is how disgusting it looked. Full of mold, full of green, I guess for St. Patrick's Day mold. Sabrina Papasadero and Gladys Rediger went out there one day and finally scrubbed the mold off of it, but it was amazing that it looked that bad for that long. So a couple of things I've been experiencing as a first black resident in Cypress Cay: harassment and bullying. I'm going to show you many screenshots of residents, board members, and other residents who have said things, and even a former board president that have harassed me and bullied me. Overt racism. While everything is not racism, this in this context is. If you treat a person of color who's a protected class differently than everyone else, it's racism. Okay? And there's no two ways about it. Discrimination. Lots of discrimination. Couple examples. I have a pool cage. We have neighbors who do not have a pool cage, but our rules say you must have a pool cage. So someone could probably explain that to me. What's the difference between them? Well, I'm a black male, they're white Trump supporters. Another case, cars are not allowed to be parked on the HOA roads from 2 to 4 a.m. Drive by any night at 2 a.m. and watch how many cars are there. And notice myself and the only other family of color, not the only other family of color, but another family of color are the only ones who ever received stickers from the towing company on their car. And remember, our board president, Scott Rediger, says he doesn't want to be that guy. So that guy that enforces the rules. The blame game. It's my fault that our HOA fees are so high. It's my fault this, it's my fault that. Let me ask you something real quick. How many HOA fees can I approve? How many billings to attorneys can I approve? The answer, of course, is 0. selective enforcement. Drive around the neighborhood. Look at houses that have been in shambles and disarray for years. Look at who parks on the grass. Look at houses that aren't cleaned up. Look at anything you see that could be a rule that has to be followed. But remember, our board president says he doesn't want to be the guy. Gaslighting. Here's a perfect example. I went to court, I think it was last year, with a former resident here. I won the case, but the judge said something that was interesting. You can't do a thing about someone taking a picture of your house. But we have a board of directors, vice president, who says, I'm stalking them by taking a picture of their house.
You're stalking us. You're stalking us. You're stalking us.
I have never taken a picture of that particular house. Have I taken pictures of houses and reported violations? I have, because that's what we were instructed to do. Now, I don't know if that's possible because instead of having a website, everything is on the Compass Rose portal and I haven't looked into it. But just the basic gaslighting that goes on in the neighborhood. And it's really a shame. One of the things that I created, a shout out to Malcolm Kenyatta of Philadelphia, who's a representative, is lying liars who lie about lies while telling more lies. I call that the 5 L's. We have a lot of liars in this neighborhood. Not only the MAGAs, but just people who lie. And I think that's a shame because why do you feel you need to lie? So one of the things I wanted to bring to your attention was on 3/17/2025, and I'd like to ask you to watch to the end of this because you'll see why this is a lie. Sabrina Papazadero put up a post that said, 2 people, a woman driver and a male, scared my daughter creeping next to us while